This as Governor Tony Evers' inaugural campaign began in Madison tonight. Oh, that was so beautiful. We have more on our website. It is amazing. These kids are only between 8 and 16 years old. This was part of the celebration performance from special music guests at the Children's Museum in Madison. Governor Evers also spoke about his priorities for the next 4 years, including a focus on early childhood education.
This is a really important next 4 years. We're going to work as hard as humanly possible to do the things that we can do to make sure that our students have the greatest opportunities possible.
Governor Evers' official inaugural ceremony is set for Tuesday.